One of our most favorite things to do here on this program, and it's been this way for the past 3.5, 4 years now, is to highlight those who are doing great things across our local community, truly making an impact. Of course, we cover a lot of government, political, news-related issues going on around the state of North Carolina nationally, but there's nothing better than talking about things right from our hometown. And that's what we'll do here this morning with Daryl Dockery, with the Wilmington Residential Adolescent Achievement Place, known as RAP. Their website is nc-wraap.com. That's nc-rap.com. Daryl, it's a pleasure, sir, and thanks so much for joining us here this morning for a little while.
Good morning. Good morning.
Give us just a little insight, as a lifelong resident in North Carolina and, prior to you working with RAP, talk about how and where you started your career and how this has kind of evolved over the last 10, 15 years to helping try to bridge this gap between those in our community, our at-risk youth, and trying to provide them with the skill sets needed to, make that next step when they get the decision rights to, make things right for themselves.
Well, thank you for having me this morning. But I've been in Wilmington now for at least 25 years. We have initiated RAP 15 years ago. What we're trying to do is to bridge that educational and social gap that exists amongst our youth, families, and communities. I have a strong passion for helping people, particularly children in need. So what we wanted to do, I started RAP, again, like 15 years ago. I had been in the nonprofit community world prior to that, and I wanted to do more because I saw at a grassroots level some of the challenges, some of the needs that our kids were experiencing. And so when I came up with the name for the company, for the organization, I wanted something that was easy to remember, that identified with today's youth, that would be something that someone would be catchy. And so it came to fruition. I actually was laying on my floor and just coming up with some names. And, I wanted to work with youth, and eventually we want to have a residential home. And so I put down Wilmington, that's going to be the location. And I put down residential. I put down adolescence. I put down achievement. And I just kept on going until I came up with the word RAP. And that's how it got started. One of the reasons why we've been so successful has been our community involvement piece. RAP has linkages with UNCW, Cape Fear Community College, faith-based organizations, club groups, etc. And that has been a key element to our success. Those partners have really vested their time, their energy, their resources into helping us bridge that gap that exists in our communities, particularly at-risk children.
Well,
We work with, excuse me.
No, no. I wanted to just highlight quickly because in my efforts and experiences, I work and have been alongside athletes for the better part of my entire life, and now trying to engage in young people who lend towards athletics as a way maybe to change their family tree or their structure as a person with an opportunity that may get a scholarship into college or a chance to utilize their natural skill sets and talents through athletics to take that step up. And not saying that that's the only way to go, but this is the area in which I've been most involved in, particularly with young people. And one of the first things that always comes to this, and this is a comment across the board, I think, that it comes first is the education. You need education. You need to work hard in school and do what you need to do within your schoolwork, and afterwards getting involved in different activities, and then the athletics will come based on your natural skill sets. And I know it might be a little off cue here with what you do on a day-to-day basis, but that's like the first thing that I hear from coaches, what I hear from those who speak to young people is, get the schoolwork done and make sure that education and your schooling is first and athletics second.
Well, you're speaking to someone who grew up and had a strong passion for athletics myself. I was a touted basketball player in high school, heavily recruited. Got selected by a couple of colleges. to go play basketball. But unfortunately, my first 2 years, I was injured. And because of my foundation at home, having parents who put education first, although I was a touted basketball player, education was first and foremost. And so I was able to maintain my grades, graduate from college. I graduated from Lewisburg College, and then I came to UNCW. I graduated from UNCW and maintained existing relationships with the university. And it's something that we try to do in RAP in terms of increasing their academic and social behavior performances. You have to change attitudes before you change behaviors. And once you change that, then you're going to see successful outcomes. But in order to do all of that, you have to personally get involved. Whether you're in academics, whether you're an educator, whether you're just a concerned citizen, we have to roll up our sleeves and meet the kids where they are and provide guidance, support, leadership, mentoring on an ongoing basis so that these kids can meet their needs.
And we all know this past year has been obviously, one of the toughest probably that many have ever experienced, particularly on our youth and even more specifically our, quote unquote, at-risk youth in that, the ball field, the basketball court, or inside the schoolhouse, oftentimes the most, sturdy and, steady place for them, while they're going through their education and in their field of sport or some of the other activities that they haven't had really over the past year.
Well, again, education is a top priority in RAP. We're academically based centered program, and we deal with kids who have a lot of potential, but they just need some structure. They just need some guidance. You made me recall an instance where we actually took some kids to a sporting event at UNCW. This was many, many years ago. And we're talking about kids who have limited positive experiences. And so we're on the bus, and we're going to the university. We're going to the gymnasium, and they actually saw police officers directing traffic. Now, when they saw the police officers directing traffic, they assumed someone got shot. That's the first thing that came out of their minds. Who got shot? Now, we're talking about kids who live in communities where they're at risk for a lot of things. It could be the community. It could be poverty issues. It could be no structure at home. It could be they're unattended after school. And again, that's why programs like RAP and other nonprofits are needed in our community to provide this extended learning opportunity so that we can fill in those gaps. And that's why it's critical.
Well, and in those efforts, that is what you, in fact, work on with your after-school and academic program is to provide some time for them after that structure goes away from schooling, athletics, or whatever they're involved in outside of the home, is to provide that kind of safe haven for them with that structure to carry on what they're doing inside the schools.
Yes. One thing that we've done since the pandemic started, which has been a huge success, we kept that engagement in terms of providing support, whether it's academically, whether it's showing them that we're trying to fill in those food-related hunger gaps in the community. We started or initiated in Wilmington one of the first, or it might be the first, online after-school program so that kids can actually go online and receive some of the services they would get when we were able to actually attend the program. So they actually can go on our YouTube channel and receive some of the best type of high-quality programming that anyone could provide. And again, these are educators. These are individuals who are concerned about, helping our youth, volunteering their time, and giving back to the community. And so if anyone wants to, learn more about that YouTube channel, just follow us on NCWRAAP on YouTube, and they can check it out. We serve grades 3rd through 8th. You can go to our website, like you said before, www.nc-wraap. If you want to volunteer, you can go to our website, or you can call our office number, at 910-392-6007.
Daryl, let me ask you real quickly. A part of your slogan that you have on your website: purpose, promise, potential. And I think that last one really resonates with a lot of people. In that many of our youth, particularly youth that come from uncertainty in their backgrounds and within their homes for one reason or the other, oftentimes they don't realize that they have potential or the confidence needed to exercise that potential and make it into something. Is that one of the toughest hurdles that confront when you deal with kids, particularly younger kids, as you said, in the elementary and middle schools, that they just don't have that mentor there to kind of lift them up and build them up. Sometimes you got to take them down, but oftentimes it's the case they've never been built up to a point to understand that there's potential out there for them if they follow this method that you're trying to get them on.
Yes, obviously, when you provide that guidance and support and provide, positive experiences, these kids grow up to be adults. And so as they learn how to navigate this road, this journey called success, and that differs from one parent, one child to the next. Success to some of these parents may be my child has food to eat after school. Success may be, my child is not suspended for the year. It just, it crossed the whole spectrum. But when you see a child go through or benefit from some of the services that we offer, and now, when I see them in the community, it could be 5 years later, 20 years later, or they come back and they stay involved. They continue volunteering and giving back. And they talk about their experiences and how this was their first airplane ride. This was their first trip to Disney World. This was the first time they made A's on their report card. You know, it was through these type of programs. And so, we shouldn't take it for granted the impact or the level of impact that we can give just by spending some quality time and giving back to the community.
Good morning, Mr. Daryl. This is TK.
Yes.
And I wanted to ask you about the fundraising because I know nonprofits aren't exactly rolling in money, but the RAP program has come up with a unique way of raising money throughout the year. You've been doing it for 3 years, I believe now. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. About 4 years ago, I met with Mr. Andy Craven, who's the general manager at D&E Mitsubishi in Wilmington. We were experiencing some funding challenges, and like most nonprofits, even prior to COVID, the pandemic, funds are hard to come by. And so I said, let's create a new funding stream that RAP and other nonprofits can tap into. And so now we're going into our third year of actually offering or implementing the Cruising for Kids charity car raffle. It helps benefit RAP and other nonprofits. And all they have to do is, if they want to become a ticket partner and help sell tickets, these nonprofits can raise funds for their own individual project needs. We've had nonprofits that actually needed to purchase vans for their organization, and so they sold tickets to help raise money to get a van. We've had some that wanted to take the kids to D.C. and visit the Black Museum. So you got a myriad of opportunities where these nonprofits can fill in some of those gaps by being a ticket partner, and all they have to do is just go to our website at nc-wrap and sign up. Also, the car itself, you actually can win a car, a Mitsubishi Mirage 2021, with a $10 ticket, raffle ticket, only $10.
That's
Cash
tax.
bonus drawings, yeah, and that's sales tax, registration fees, all of that. All of that is included. You're actually going to win a car with $10, and that includes a 10-year bumper to bumper warranty, and you get a choice of 4 colors. So all you have to do is just purchase a ticket. Now, all of these funds go towards to help nonprofits in the community, and then also, more importantly, it helps these nonprofits provide resources, after-school support, to fill in some of their project needs. to help kids that are in need. So if you want more information, go to the website. You actually can purchase tickets online. And the drawing will actually be in December, but all the information is there. Because of COVID, you don't have to be present to win. So we made it very accommodating. We wanted to keep it going. It's thriving each year. It gets stronger. More people are entering. And more people are finding out that this is a way to, one, help their own individual operational needs, but also show that we support our nonprofit community.
That's Daryl Dockery with the Wilmington Residential Adolescent Achievement Place. You can learn more about what they do at nc-rap, WRAAP.com, nc-rap.com. Daryl, as I let you go, you've been doing this for some 15 years, since creating this in the late 2000s, and now here we are in 2021. Can you give us a story, maybe a personal story of a kid? Obviously you can keep their private information, aside, but a story of hope for people out there to showcase the fact that, we are making a positive impact, even if it is, one kid at a time, because that's the way you have to go at it. One kid at a time. Everyone has their own individual circumstances they're living through. Give us a story of hope of a kid that came through your program with no direction and with different circumstances facing them, and now achieving and striving to be the best person they can, and to be sustainable on their own.
Well, we've had tons of stories, but one that just stood out when you said that, we had a kid who had some challenges in terms of their emotional state. They were very intrinsic, like to be isolated, wasn't outgoing, that kind of thing. Very timid, very shy. And 3 years into our program, that particular kid blossomed, became more outspoken, became a leader, voiced their opinions, got their grades improved. And now that child, well, it's not a child now, that child or that person has just graduated from North Carolina Chapel Hill. They were our first recipient of our Crucible Kids Scholarship Award. And so, when you see things like that, it just makes you feel good. It makes you feel proud that we're doing the work. We're doing some good work to change and impact the lives of kids.
Helping young people grow into healthy, educated, and productive adults. The mission of the Wilmington Residential Adolescent Achievement Place. Learn more about what they do. Purchase a raffle ticket to support their cause, the Cruisin' Kids charity car raffle that will be chosen later on this year. Go to their website. They've got all the information about what they do, why they do it, how you can get involved at nc-rap.com. Daryl, thanks so much for the time this morning, and keep up that great work you're doing in our community and making a difference.
Thank you for having me.
We're 26 minutes past the hour. Great to highlight those in our area who are doing things on the ground level, as he mentioned, the grassroots level, helping change the circumstances for individuals out there within our youth population to help guide them through their middle and high school years, and hopefully utilizing those skill sets developed into being productive young adults and well into their long-lasting lives as productive members of our society. Great to have NC Rap a part of the program here this morning on the Big Talker FM.